In the shadow of every catastrophe, every earthquake, pandemic, economic collapse, or war, there is another quieter movement at work, the surge of religious recruitment. Amongst the most relentless of these is Jehovah's Witnesses, a religious organization that has warned the use of global crisis into a systematic growth strategy. Their message is simple yet profound. Humanity's suffering is proof that the end is near, and on their path leads to salvation. This is not just faith. It's a machine calibrated to exploit human frailty at its rawest moment.
Despite some advances in technology, people still must endure the ravages of war, food shortages, pestilence, and disasters of various kinds. Add to that the bitter opposition and persecution we face from those who do not yet know Jehovah. How we yearn for justice and relief.
Today we unearth the deep mechanics behind this religious machinery built on disaster. And this is Tell Me Dr. K, a channel on which we discuss matters of theological nature, no matter how complex, difficult, or uncomfortable the topics might be. Because on Tell Me Dr. K, no question, no topic is off limit. Imagine a situation where disaster strikes and people begin to search for answers. These disasters can include wars, famines, economic collapse, and such kind of disasters. And in those moments of weaknesses, certain religious organizations see an opportunity. And one of the most striking examples are Jehovah's Witnesses, a group that has turned global misery into a fertile ground for growth. Now today, I'm going to discuss what, why, and to what effect Jehovah's Witnesses take advantage of global misery to expand its organization or to look for convents, and whether their methods align with the Bible they so faithfully claim to promote. The other day, I watched a brief video of a woman who was so infuriated. This woman went and found an innocent male Jehovah's Witness seated next to the literature cart, waiting for people to come so that he can talk to them. And this woman went to this man and asked if he was Jehovah's Witness. And immediately the man said, yes, he was. The woman told him that what you do, you people, is not God. When my husband died, you started sending me literature. I don't know how you found my address and telling me that I will see my husband again.
Are you Jehovah's Witness? I just want you to know that when my husband died and my husband was 2 months postpartum, you guys found my home address and sent me handwritten letters about how my husband was going to come back from the dead. And that was one of the most traumatic things I had to go through. And I think your organization is really awful. And I just want you to know that I carry that. Thank you.
She's not the only one. I've watched other videos of another man whose child had died, and Jehovah's Witnesses found his address and started sending him letters telling him about him seeing his child again. Now, this is a very common practice for Jehovah's Witnesses, and they've done this for more than a century.
And we had this little Cockney grandmother called Betty. And Betty always had great Bible studies. Now, what was Betty's secret of success? She just wanted to help people. For example, one day it was a cold day in London, not as cold as here in Toronto. But she knocked on this door and a young housewife came to the door. And after the initial introduction, the housewife said to Betty, I'm sorry, I can't speak to you today. I've got 2 children under the age of 5 in bed with the flu. So Betty said, has the doctor been? And the lady said, yes, the doctor's been. Betty said, did he leave you a prescription? And she said, yes, he left me a prescription. Betty said, give it here. She said, what do you mean? She said, give it here. You can't go if the kids are in bed. Give it here. So she takes the prescription, goes to the pharmacy, comes back half an hour later, and the lady says, well, you better come in and have a cup of tea. So why were you calling on me? So Betty explained, the whole family came into the truth.
If you are driving, benefit from this video, kindly do me a favor. like, subscribe, and smash the notice bell so that when I upload another video, you'll receive a notification. So that when I upload part 2 of this video, you'll receive a notification. You have to understand that when disaster strikes, whether through wars, natural disasters, or economic collapse, people are looking for answers. Now, some turn inward, but others reach out for community, meaning, and certainty.
Disasters can shake us to our core. They can take away everything we have. In some cases, even our loved ones. Faced with such tragedy, many think these disasters are acts of God, perhaps even His punishment. Some may feel that since God, the creator of the universe, has the power to control the forces of nature, when natural disasters occur, they must be His doing.
We were on the 5th floor of our apartment building when an earthquake hit. Everything shook, and in just seconds, the building collapsed.
The hurricane destroyed everything. I was terrified.
When I woke up, I realized I was trapped. I couldn't move. I lay there for 2 days before rescuers found me. When I was in the hospital, my injuries were so severe that I had to lose one of my legs. I kept thinking, we are good people. Why would God allow such bad things to happen to us?
And I thought, what could I have done to make God so angry with me?
But this is the time when Jehovah's Witnesses actually take advantage of global misery to look for convents. Because at this point, people are vulnerable. People are looking for answers.
Are natural disasters really acts of God? What does the Bible say? At 1 John chapter 4 and verse 8, the Bible assures us that God's foremost quality is love. In fact, it says, God is love. He wants us to be happy, to enjoy all the beautiful things He created, and to benefit from Earth's natural forces. There is nothing in the Bible to suggest that God is presently using the forces of nature to punish anyone, wicked or not. Still, natural disasters continue to happen and bring suffering and death to many, including good people. Since natural disasters are not acts of God, and He does care about us, why do they happen?
This has been the Jehovah's Witnesses' strategy for church growth.
I learned that God does not cause suffering, but time and unexpected events may overtake any of us. But it's not because God is angry with us.
One day, a friend of mine who also lost her legs in the earthquake told me that Jehovah's Witnesses showed her from the Bible that the earth will be a paradise. We will have our legs again, and we will be able to walk and run and dance. That gave me confidence that God loves us very much, and He is going to make everything wonderful. When I read Isaiah chapter 35 verse 6, where Jehovah God promises that the lame will leap like the deer, I finally understood that a God who would make that promise would never hurt good people. I had been lied to about God, but now I know that Jehovah's promises are real.
Founded in the late 19th century, Jehovah's Witnesses center their faith on the imminent destruction of the current world system, what they call this system of things. Their core theology revolves around Armageddon, a prophesied apocalypse, which will entail the destruction of this system of things when Christ returns with His armies to be able to destroy this system of things.
And the Watchtower under consideration today was entitled, Your Deliverance is getting near. And that's the theme from which our date text and comments were taken. And I'm sure you, like me, rejoice in the hope. You rejoice to think about the blessings that will come right after the Great Tribulation and Armageddon. How encouraging to know that the world, which to many seems out of control, is soon nearing its end. The grand finale is close. How close? Well, we all recall the stirring concluding talk at this year's regional convention. It summed it up in one word: imminent. The day and the hour for the judgment against this system of things has been on Jehovah's calendar for years. It's established. And as Habakkuk's prophecy indicates, there is a rushing toward that day.
The Bible book of Revelation figuratively quotes faithful martyrs as calling out to Jehovah, "Until when, sovereign Lord, holy and true, are you refraining from judging and avenging our blood?" Although those martyrs were told to wait a little longer, Christ Jesus makes this remarkable statement recorded at Revelation 10, verse 6. There will be no delay any longer. That's good news. The good news that Revelation contains is that all that grieves us today will soon disappear.
After which God's kingdom will reign here on earth, and paradise will be restored again.
What will life be like under kingdom rule? How we love the promises at Revelation 21, verse 4. And God will wipe out every tear from their eyes, and death will be no more. Neither will mourning, nor outcry, nor pain be any more. Just think of what this will mean. The deaf will hear and listen to the sounds of gentle rains. Happy people, bird song, and beautiful music. The blind will see, examine starry skies, and behold rainbows. They will watch animals and children at play.
Now, every war, every earthquake, every calamity, every pandemic isn't just a disaster to them. It's a divine sign that the end of this system of things is near. It's just around the corner.
Mankind will experience miraculous healing on a global scale. Those once disabled or elderly will hike through a forest, climb a mountain, or run on a sandy beach. Gone will be hunger, sickness, and injustice. There will be no wicked people. Everyone will live in perfect health, security, and happiness, and do so forever. Think deeply about these promises. Engage your senses.
These events, according to Jehovah's Witnesses, prove that we are living in the last days, a period foretold in their interpretation of scriptures. One expert said, "Their eschatology is not passive. Witnesses are trained to look for signs everywhere, wars, famines, disasters, and interpret them as fulfilling Bible prophecy. These signs are both reassurance to existing members and bait for new converts." If you want to know the characteristics and the types of people that Jehovah's Witnesses are looking for in time of crisis, watch part 2 of this video. I leave a link at the end of this video. If you have driven benefit from this video, kindly do me a favor. Like, subscribe, and smash the notice bell so that when I upload another video, you will receive a notification. If you have any question, you are seeking clarification, or you want to share your experiences, please do so in the comments below. If you don't agree with me, you want to correct some facts, also do the same in the comments below. For the video that I mentioned about the anatomy of religious deception, click on this link. To watch part 2 of this video, click on this link. To watch videos related to the topic under discussion, click on this playlist.